Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to share the top 5 mistakes I made when I first started out FPV flying. I'm not sharing these to discourage you from getting into the hobby. Far from it. I want you to do some homework so you can avoid some of the pitfalls that I ran into. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video to see one of my most embarrassing mistakes. Mistake number 1, not understanding hardware compatibility. When I first got started, I didn't fully grasp how important hardware compatibility is. Unless you're using a DNF or bind and fly or a PNP pair and play setup, you really need to know your gear. For example, understanding which electronic speed controller, also referred to as an ESC, works with which flight controller or FC is crucial. Imagine trying to run a 1S battery. ESC designed for a 3 or 6S battery doesn't work and you may see some magic smoke. It doesn't stop there. Radio protocols and manufacturer compatibility matter too. Good example was the DJI ecosystem. When I first started, I got a DJI controller too and realized it simply will not work with the DJI Goggles 3. It's not about turning you off from FPV. It's about doing the research so you don't end up with a mismatched system like I did that stops you from flying. Mistake number 2, the buy once, cry once method. One of my biggest regrets was trying to cut corners by settling for cheaper hardware just so I could get into the air quickly. I'm guilty of this too. The temptation to buy a bargain is real, but if you've done your research and you know what you really want, it's better just to save up for the quality gear. When you invest in the right equipment from the start, you're not consistently reminded of the compromises every time you fly. Trust me, the nagging feeling of, I wish I had waited, is not worth momentary savings. Get it right the first time, so every flight feels like a true step forward in your journey. Mistake number 3, not utilizing the simulator. I know it might sound frustrating, but spending multiple hours on an FPV simulator is one of the best things you can do as a beginner. FPV drones are a whole different beast compared to these off-the-shelf DJI drones most people are familiar with. They require delicate inputs and good understanding of their unique flight dynamics. By training on a simulator, you're not only saving money by avoiding early crashes, but you also reduce the risk of some serious injury. And here's a tip. Even experienced pilots use simulators still to fine-tune their skills. So before you take out your real drone, get comfortable with the controls and the feel of FPV flying in a safe virtual environment. Mistake number 4, choosing the wrong first drone. Your first FPV drone doesn't have to be the flashy 5-inch eraser that everyone talks about. When I started, I didn't consider the environment where I would be flying. A 5-inch drone can be heavy, loud, and very fast. Great for open spaces, but not ideal for beginners with a confined space. I discovered that a 3-inch drone or even a 65mm whoop might offer a better, more forgiving experience. Personally, I've come to love my whoops because I can crash them around without the high cost of repairs, and they're simply more resilient. Don't get caught up in the hype. Choose a drone that fits your space, style, and learning pace. I still love my 5-inch for advanced flying, but it just wasn't the right first drone for me. Mistake number 5, not branching out and flying with a group. Finally, one of my biggest missed opportunities was not finding a local group of FPV pilots to fly with. This hobby is incredibly supportive. Most people want to see you succeed and share their own tips and tricks. Flying with a group not only helps you learn faster, but can also lead to friendships and opportunities you might not have even imagined. I spent way too long flying solo, and as a result, I missed out on local events and community gatherings that only happen once a year. Don't make the same mistake I did. Reach out, join a group, and take advantage of the collective knowledge and support that is out there. As promised earlier, one of my most embarrassing mistakes was not understanding how to safely fly in a group. I learned the hard way that when you plug in and arm your drone, especially with modern day digital systems, you can inadvertently cause interference for nearby pilots. This interference can be severe enough for others to lose signal and even crash their drones. The solution is simple. Change video channels if necessary and always communicate with other fellow pilots that are in the air. Make sure no one else is flying nearby, or at least let them know when you're plugging in and arming. This proactive communication can prevent dangerous interference and keep everyone safe. Let's quickly recap the key takeaways. Number 1, hardware compatibility. Do your research on ESCs, FCs, radio protocols, and make sure all your gear matches up especially within the ecosystems like DJI. Number 2, invest in quality. Save up for the hardware you really want rather than settling for cheap options that might hold you back. Number 3, simulator training. Spend time mastering your skills on a simulator. Even the pros do it. Number 4, right first drone. Choose a drone that suits your space and skill level. Don't just follow trends. Number 5, join a community. Find local groups to fly with. The community support and shared knowledge are invaluable. Number 6, be cautious when plugging and arming around other pilots when flying in groups. I hope these lessons from my early FPV days help you start off on the right foot. If you have any questions or want to share your own experiences, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips and insight on FPV flying. Thanks for watching, and remember, every mistake is a stepping stone towards becoming a better pilot. Keep researching, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep flying. I'll see you in the next video.